The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwell in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone. It is Saturday, the second day of December, 2023, and it's time for the reading of our devotional thought for today, and it's being read from the book Truth for Life by pastor and author Alistair Begg. Today's devotional thought is entitled, On Them Has Light Shone. That's On Them Has Light Shone. And the verse today, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwell in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone. That's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2. Alistair Begg writes, The Bible never disguises just how dark life can get. The scriptures are clear that when sin multiplies, when evil is celebrated, when God is left out, darkness ensues. And yet, over and over in the Bible storyline, we are reminded that God is not afraid of or defeated by such darkness. In fact, He makes a habit of drawing near and turning it into light. We see Him drawing near in the 3rd chapter of Genesis. Sin had entered the world. The only two people alive had rebelled against their Maker, and they were hiding in shame. It would have been completely understandable for God to have shown up in Eden, dropped the hammer of judgment on Adam and Eve, and started over with another man and woman. But that's not what He did. He arrived in the garden and asked, Where are you? Genesis 3:9. And when He found them naked and ashamed, He provided a covering for them and gave a promise to them. So too, with His people Israel, by the time Isaiah began his ministry, there was an established history of God's people forgetting and ignoring both God and His prophets. As a result, they labored under the wicked kings they deserved and found themselves greatly distressed and hungry, leading them to speak contemptuously against their king and their God. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 21. Again, it would have been reasonable for the Lord to have done away with His people at this point, leaving them to experience the distress and darkness, the gloom of anguish, without hope or future. They didn't want Him. They didn't want Him. Why should He have stuck around? But the next chapter begins with a glorious reversal. There will be no more gloom for her who is in anguish. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1. The Lord would not leave His people, and He would not allow them to remain in misery. No, for these people in darkness, on them has light shone. The light of grace was breaking into the self-inflicted gloom of sin. Centuries after Isaiah, the people of God again found themselves in anguish. There were foreign rulers over them, and no prophetic word had been heard for many, many years. Perhaps He's really done it this time. The people may have thought, maybe the Lord has finally had enough. But we know better. We know that into darkness a child was born, a light shone in the sky, leading to the baby who would prove to be the light of the world. The question for us this Advent season, and in any season, is whether the light has dawned in our own hearts or whether we have let the darkness of sin crept in. The good news of Christmas is that the God of the Bible is the God of grace, who comes into the darkness and emptiness of our hearts to bring His light, His joy, and His peace. Are you walking in darkness today? Whether that is darkness of your own sin or darkness caused by the sin of others, God is neither afraid of nor defeated by these things. In Jesus, He has drawn near. By His Spirit, He can bring light to the dark. Look to Him and walk in His light. A great invitation as we enter this Christmas season. Look to Him, walk in the light. It is possible, and that's why He came. He has not forsaken you, though you might feel forsaken because of your sins and your wickedness and darkness. God has not forsaken you. He sent Jesus, the light of the world. Come to that light today. And what a beautiful, beautiful way to start the month of December, the second day of December 2023. On them has light shone, and may His light shine upon you today. And those of you reading through the scriptures in a year, 2 Chronicles chapter 28 and 29, as well as Luke's Gospel chapter 10, verses 1 through 24. My name is Clive Welsh. May the Lord richly bless you.